G'day guys, this has been a highly requested video. Today I'm going to share with you what my 2-year-old eats in a week. And then at the end, I'm going to answer a couple of questions and just share some tips and tricks that I've used to help make food such a positive experience. But first, I feel I should give a background on our eating journey, just so you know where we've come from. So the first video I ever did on what my daughter eats was when she was a 7-month-old, and I've done one as a 10-month-old and 11-month-old. So in Australia, we see a maternal and child health nurse. So we see them at 1 week, 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months, 4 months, 8 months, and a year. Okay, so our one spoke to us about, she'd read some evidence that by 8 months, ideally, you want your child eating what you're eating, so to have them off puree food. She said it decreases the chances of them being picky eaters, and it makes life easier because you're not doing 2 meals, they're eating the same meals as you. With the exception of honey before the first year, no honey for the first 12 months. Back then, she was 7 months and she was eating toast for breakfast because that's what I ate for breakfast, and that's what we were aiming for by 8 months, for her to be eating what we're eating. Now, of course, she doesn't eat spicy food. I don't really eat too much spicy food. So she doesn't eat that if we're having a spicy meal. That'll just help to give you a bit of background. So she's currently 2 years and 4 months when I film this.
Apple puree.
Apple puree, yum. So first off, on Monday, we started off with Ryvitas, which I really do like. Ryvitas multigrain rye crisp bread, which I do really like, and I've been having them since January, and it's now August and we're still having them really regularly. So for lunch, she's having avocado and egg. She did have some more here, but she'd already started eating at the kitchen bench before I got it to the table to take the video, and we try to eat together as a family. You don't have dessert every time, but today she had some apple puree from these fruit cups. So a couple of things I really like about this meal: avocado. So start of the year, we're on holidays and I was having smashed avocado for breakfast and she wanted some, and I was like, oh, okay. And since then, she loves having avocado toast. So having avocado on this Ryvita, she was really happy with, which I'm really happy with because avocados are so good for you. And then having the egg on top gives a nice bit of protein. It's an apple and strawberry puree. It's a really nice dessert and a really different texture after eating the Ryvitas, which have got a bit of crunch to them, to then just have a puree. I should also say that she still doesn't have all her teeth. Her first tooth came just before she was 1, and she still hasn't got all her teeth in yet. So on Tuesday, we had burritos, so chicken burritos with the sauce it comes with: cheese, tomato, lettuce, avocado, and then on a tortilla. And then I folded it up how I was gonna have mine too and gave that to her. I've decided to not put clips of my daughter eating because this video is really about toddler meal ideas for lunches, and it doesn't really matter what my child eats, yours will be different. So I had the exact same, I just had 2 of them. I'm currently breastfeeding at the moment, so I'm so hungry. So after I'd finished these, I wanted to have some yogurt and oats. So my daughter wanted to do the same. Because we say this saying a lot in our house: more is caught than taught. She'd nearly finished all her burrito. There was like a piece of tomato and a couple of pieces of lettuce. I just encouraged her to eat it. And what I talked about, actually, she loves tomato sauce. So I just kind of explained this tomato is what makes tomato sauce. And she was quite happy with that, and she ate it. And with the lettuce, she really likes crunchy green beans. So I said, hey, it's lettuce, it's crunchy, crunch, crunch, crunch. And she ate it. I do find, and you'll know this too, like we eat with our eyes. I certainly find some foods, it just looks different, or the texture's different, or, you know, like it's slimier, or it just feels different. I just find sometimes how it's presented can be a little bit of a hurdle. So if I can explain to her what it's like, then she's more likely to eat it. For instance, eating hot chips at a restaurant is no worries. She'll go straight for eating those. But at home, sometimes, you know, mashed potatoes, like, it's just so different. It's still a potato. It's just encouraging, explaining it's potato, just like hot chips. So then to get dessert, we both went over to the bench. She got the oats. We have a little 1/4 of a cup measure in there, and she poured that into the bowl for her and for me. And then I put some yogurt in both. It's just plain vanilla yogurt. So that's another tip I think that's really helped us, is she's involved in the preparing the food to eat. She's more likely to eat it. She really loves yogurt and oats. And we started getting into this back in January when I had gestational diabetes, and she would eat the same morning tea that I would have, which would be oats, fruit, and yogurt. So just to let you know, this placemat that we're using here, I bought from Officeworks. It was $12, which is so expensive. But I hadn't seen any other alphabet ones around, so I was just like, oh, let's just pay for it. It was just, that's crazy expensive for me. I thought it'd be like $5, $4. Anyway, we have actually just put contact on it because with the cleaning, the pictures were starting to fade a little bit. So I've just contacted the placemat, so we'll see how that goes. I find the placemat adds a nice little talking point for dinner. So, you know, after we've talked about what was the best bit about today and we've talked a bit about what we're eating, etc., it just gives us an option to kind of talk about what's on the placemat, and we're doing the sounds of the letters at the moment. So for lunch today, she's going to be having multigrain bread, chicken, cheese with mayo. So I've just done 2 slices. So the next day for lunch, we had leftover chicken burrito with cheese and mayo on toasties. She loved this. She loves mayo. She calls it cream, actually. Once again, this is what I was having for lunch, so she had the same. I do try though, if we've had toast for brekkie, then we don't have toast for lunch. But once again, that's the same for me. If I have toast for brekkie, then I'm not going to have a toastie for lunch. But if I have cereal for brekkie, oat Brits is what I tend to have. She'll have wheat bix. Then for lunch, we will have a toastie or something on toast. So Thursday for lunch, we all had our main meal at lunchtime. So we had some chicken thighs in the pan. As you can tell, we got a bulk packet of chicken thighs. So we've been eating them for the last few days. Mashed sweet potatoes, strawberries, cheese, leftover tortilla, and corn on the cob. I must admit, I've just taken to adding fruit to the meals as part of it. As you guys know, I've been doing What's for Dinner episodes, and I love to watch other people's as well. And I noticed that people put fruit on their plate as part of the main meal rather than having fruit for dessert, which is what I've grown up doing. So I've been trying having the fruit as part of the meal. And it's working really well, and I'm actually really enjoying it as well. So corn would definitely be my daughter's favorite vegetable. She loves corn on the cob, even little corn kernels she'll have like for afternoon tea, not even on the cob. She really likes it, so I know that when I have corn, it's going to be an absolute winner. And look, we even joke in our house that we have to eat our corn first, otherwise she'll want to eat ours as well. And for our last meal, we've got beef ravioli, pasta sauce, and cheese. And to the side, I've put 2 pieces of mandarin. No pressure, they're there. She pulled them apart, she didn't eat them. It doesn't matter. It's just about exposing her to the food that we're eating. I'm gonna answer some questions now. If you've got more, leave them in the comments below, and the next time I do a video like this, I'll answer them, okay? Does your 2-year-old eat everything? No, she does not. She has never really got onto bananas. Like, 2 months ago, she had a bite of her dad's banana, but other than that, I've never been able to get her to eat bananas. I must admit, when I'm at mum's group and I see the mums whip out a banana and their kids eats it, I'm like, oh, it's so easy. It's such a simple snack. But no, has not been into bananas, and fruits aren't her favorite. But hey, she will eat anything in yogurt. So any type of berry, banana, yogurt, she'll eat that. Does she pick out things she doesn't want to eat? Yes, she does. She doesn't always eat everything on her plate. No, not at all. How did your toddler become adventurous with food? I think that goes back to she's always kind of eaten what we wanted to eat. Like, we started weaning at 5 months because she was so ready. She was doing all those signs like wanting to grab what I was eating, just watching food. She's always really wanted to be involved. Dave and I really love food. We love going to restaurants, and so she loves being a part of that. Any tricks to not having a super fussy eater? I think what really helps is we eat as a family. So our dinners we have together, we eat at 5 o'clock, which is early, but once you get used to it, it's no biggie. And when I had my gestational diabetes, I would have a snack 2 hours after that meal, whether it be Ryvitas, which you've seen a lot of, and Vita-Weats. So we eat as a family. I think that's helped. I also think we haven't pressured with food. So I was eating prawns earlier in the year when we were in Warrnambool, and she grabbed one and ate it because she saw me eating it and thought that looked really good. Now she loves prawns, which I absolutely love prawns, so that suits me. I hope you found this helpful. Leave your questions below and I can answer them next time. Bye.
Apple puree.
Apple puree, yum.
Apple puree. I mean, potato. Good job.